Welcome back to another episode of the Just Jamie podcast. And if you're new here, welcome. I think you found us at the perfect time because we are full steam ahead with our travel series. And today's conversation is with the world famous Timmy Donovan from Sean's Bar in Atholl, Ireland. And I'm so over the moon that he has agreed to join the podcast. So welcome to not only a gentleman who's been affiliated with the bar for over 30 years, but the bar predates you by maybe 1,100 years. So welcome and thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure to join you, and thank you very much for having us on with you.
Oh, I couldn't be more excited. So I have about 1 million questions, but I don't want to keep you for the rest of the week. But so I had the privilege of being there, right? So I know all the charm of the bar, but can you walk the audience through who maybe hasn't been there, just the history of the place and then your affiliation with it? I know you used to own the establishment. Just kind of walk us through who you are and what you do.
My name is Timmy Donovan, and I'm from Sean's Bar, Athlone, Ireland. And if you try to figure out where we are in Ireland, if you get a map of Ireland, stick a pin right in the very centre of it, and you have us in Athlone, the very centre of Ireland. A little history on myself. I'm here with this bar 37 years. I did own it at one stage, and now my main concentration is whiskey, and our Sean's whiskey. A little bit of the history on the bar. The bar itself, it actually dates right back to 900 AD. It is 1,125 years old. The bar is dated by both the National Museum of Ireland and also certified by the Guinness Book of World Records, right back to 900, the oldest pub anywhere. And nobody can argue with the Guinness Book of World Records. As you walk into the bar itself, first of all, on the left-hand side, you'll find an old piano. The bar is... the lighting is very low-key. It's not bright, it's not modern, it is anything but. It is the original same bar that was built right back in 900 AD. You will see the old stone fireplace on the right-hand side, and then you will come to a section of walls which was originally taken from upstairs. What it is, it's called wattle and wicker, or wattle and daub, and it is interwoven hazel sticks held together with horsehair and clay, and duct tape and super glue these days to keep everything together. But what you're looking at in that cabinet are the old walls, and that is what the whole building is actually still made from. It is the same original building that was made from wattle and wicker, built right back in 900 AD. Now, you've been here. I'm sure you went sliding down the floor when you walked in first. The floor actually slides. Yep. The floor is a slope. The whole bar is on a slope. Reason being, going back to 900, when the pub was built, that was the original drainage system. The water would flow down the hill out the front. It would come in the front door. It would go straight down the slope and out the back and into the river. And then they would put sawdust on the ground. And as you walk through, you will find sawdust the whole way through the bar. Then you go back outside.
And I'm not that coordinated to begin with.
One of our beer gardens. And upstairs where we are now is actually in our function room. Upstairs, another bar out here, another bar in the beer garden. Then we go through.
Is that the boathouse?
And there's another beer garden, which runs right out the back and onto the River Shannon itself, which is the biggest river in the whole of Ireland.
So what I was saying is that I'm not all that coordinated without the whiskey. So when I had a few, I think we were there at 10:30 in the morning, and then I was walking to the ladies' room, and I was like using the sawdust as kind of like, it was pretty incredible. And the idea that the River Shannon would come in, that it's really incredible that the building was made of those materials, and I guess could withstand all of that water every single day.
Yeah, well, luckily enough, it's not every single day because we're not tidal. It would flood some winters, and it has done up to a couple of years ago. Like we've had 4 inches of water the whole way through the bar.
Oh, how much?
Yeah, we had 4 inches of water the whole way through the bar.
Wow.
And that was only, was it 2015? Was the last time we had a bad flood. But we've been flooded 2 or 3 times before that as well, that I can remember.
Now, do you shut down when that happens, or are you able to have business as you... Okay,
shut down completely, yeah.
Now, what I also loved is my father was a police officer, and we regret when we were visiting that we didn't bring one of his patches. Unfortunately, my dad has passed away. But when we do come back, we wanted to add a patch. And I saw the license plates and then the police patches. Can you kind of let the audience know, how did that start?
That is a very funny story. Now, the license plates were a continuation of the patches. Now, we have cabinets everywhere. down in the main bar and out the back, upstairs. We have actually 4 cabinets which are being reframed that are full as well also. Very funny story how the patches came about. Going back exactly 37 years ago, now I'm showing my age and how long I'm here. 37 years ago, there was a convention organised by Irish Foreign Police with the American and Canadian counterparts. It was held in Athlone because Athlone was dead centre for everybody. It was a 4-day convention. It was huge. There was 350 delegates exactly at it.
Oh, wow.
It was huge. Held in one of the local hotels on the outskirts of town here. After day 1 of day 4, after day 1, 5 o'clock that evening, all 350 delegates came into Sean's. They were in the back, they were outstairs, they were out the back, upstairs, everywhere. There was a few pints, there was a few more pints, a couple of whiskies thrown in just for good measure. Music started, Asher will have a few more pints, and that was the end of the 4-day convention. This is
Sounds about right.
This is genuine. After that, instead of going back to the hotel for the other 3 days, everybody met in Sean's at noon, midday.
I love it.
All 350 delegates here. And any business that had to be done, or anything that has to be discussed at all, was all done over a scatter of pints out the back in the beer garden. It was very funny. At lunchtime of day 2, the receptionist from the hotel actually phoned me and she said, Timmy, I do not have one single delegate out here for this convention. I said, I know. And she said, we're led to believe that they're all down in your place. I said, they are. And she said, well, what time are they coming? What the hell time are they coming out here to us at? I said, they're not. But at the very end of it, 6 people handed me patches and said, would you put those patches up to commemorate our visit? And I did. And that was 37 years ago. And over the 37 years ago, it has built. And now you will also see it repeated all over the country. But it all began here 37 years ago at the convention that nobody went back to. That is.
I think that's one of the coolest legacies of the bar. Certainly, I have an affinity, but I can think about all the bars I've been to, maybe in the world or certainly around the U.S., you always see those patches. And all around Ireland, the Dingle Pub, all of them have it. And I didn't realize that that's where it started. Now, do you have any idea how many you have, if you had to take a guess?
I wouldn't have an idea. I actually would not know because there are so many cabinets everywhere. I don't know.
It's incredible. I love it. So now we have to come back. Now you're stuck with us again because we have to bring one of Dad's patches.
Well, isn't it a good reason to come back?
Listen, I didn't need a lot, but I have to meet you and I have to bring a patch. So, I'm willing to do whatever I have to do. But tell us about this whiskey, because I know I tried to order a Jameson and ginger, and they were like, no.
Do you like...
And so I had a delicious... So tell me.
Do you like a French-owned Scottish whiskey?
I do.
That's Jameson. Not Irish.
I know. Well, you could just say that I like whiskey.
Yeah.
So sign me up, as they say.
Lovely, yeah. Yeah, there's a huge history on our whiskey. Just a little bit, I didn't really get into all of the history that was here behind the bar, how the bar came about. Going back to 900, a man called Lewin built the bar here. He also set up a crossing point behind us on the river, and he guided both people and their animals over and back the treacherous waters there. Now that is the River Shannon, which is fed by Lough Ree. It's a huge lake, we're 5 minutes from it, 30 kilometres long, 10 wide. Then it funnels back into the river right behind the bar. And that is why a man called Lewin built the bar in 900, set up the crossing point, and then charged everybody to go over and back. He was thinking well ahead of himself.
I should say so.
Here in Ireland also, every town or city is built around either a castle or a fort. Every town apart from Athlone here. And for some strange reason, we don't know why, they tended to do everything a little bit backwards around here. For example, Athlone is not built around a castle. Athlone is not built around a fort. Athlone is built around a pub. They had their priorities right and built the pub first.
I know.
They actually did do that. They built the pub back in 900, and they did not bother with a castle at all until 1120.
The castle's, I think, 400 years after?
Yeah, they didn't bother with the castle at all until 1129. And that was when King Turlough O'Connor he was the very last High King of Ireland. He built the very first wooden castle here to actually guard the settlement that had built up around the pub. And he called that settlement then Oha Lewin, meaning the ford of Luan or the place of Luan. And today, in Irish, Ahaluan is Athlone, the name of the town. That is actually how the town even got its name, from the first person that built the bar, right back in 900 AD. Going back to 900, it was originally called Luan's Inn. There was various owners and innkeepers throughout history. One innkeeper, William Moorhead, even had his own currency here because he did not want to deal with or serve the British. So he minted his own coins, silver tokens.
I love it.
Stamped them in the shape of a bird and a tree, and then used those tokens to barter or exchange with his own customers for goods only. Only his own customers and nobody else. He just would not serve the British. Those coins are also on display with the National Museum of Ireland. Another colourful innkeeper was a man called Mark Begg, and in 1756 he set up the very first stagecoach service here in Ireland, travelling from Athlone to Dublin. He departed on a Thursday, returning again the following Monday. But not only did he charge everybody per head, he also charged per baggage weight. He actually got there before the airlines.
Bless his heart. Capitalism.
Became known as Sean's in 1954 when a man called Sean O'Brien bought the bar called the Sean's. He was a cattle dealer by trade, and he in turn sold it in 1970 to another Sean, a man from Dublin, Sean Fitzsimons. He would come down here at the weekends with his friends. He had a barge which he kept out the back, and himself and his friends would head up the river on the barge, partying away for the weekend. They were back here one Sunday evening. Prior to going back to Dublin, he was standing at the end of the bar, getting around a drink for himself and his friends. One of his friends was joking with him and said, "Sean, you should buy the bar. She wouldn't have to change the name on it or anything." And he turned around there and then and bought it for £5,000. And it has remained as Sean's ever since.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely. Yeah.
5,000?
£5,000, 1970.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, how long did he own it?
How long, sorry?
How long did he own it?
He owned it from 1970 until 1997.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then I owned it after that until 2008. And then,
Okay, so what did you love most about owning it, and then what sort of was the hardest part about owning it?
Well, the hardest part of it, your whole life is taken up. You don't have a life outside of it. That's the other part of it. But it's always like, I've been here basically all my life. I love it. It's not. I don't consider it work. What I do anymore, I only come in. I'm gone from working all of your nights, working all your weekends, everything. Now I solely concentrate on whiskey and tours. And
Well, I think what attracted me was I can tell you're so passionate about it. I can tell you love it. That this, like you said, it's not a job for you.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Certainly not. No. As I say, now I really do love it now because I come in. I'm only work Monday to Friday, 10:30 to 5, concentrating on the whiskey, and I'm home and I'm off every weekend. It only took me.
Is it strange to have weekends off?
It is. It only took me 57 years to figure it out. We're getting there.
Well, I've been in retail my whole life, and for 3/4 of my life, I worked weekends. And then the first couple times I was off, and I'm like, well, what do people do on a Saturday? I would go to work.
Yeah.
So it's sort of strange, right?
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. Now, I coach kids rowing. I'm involved with the local rowing club here for the past 45 years. And now I can I can finish work here at 5 o'clock, go down, jump into a safety launch, take groups of kids up. Great, we're gone away at the weekends. Fabulous, we're all over the country. I am actually really enjoying life now.
Well, I was going to ask what you're doing with your weekends, and now you told me. But so how did the signature whiskey for Sean's Bar, how did that sort of come to be?
That was an accident.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
Basically, I'd be chatting with the different groups, the different tours, all about the history of Athlone, the history of the bar. One question I was always asked, what did they drink back in those days? I had no idea whatsoever. I'd have said maybe some sort of a whiskey-based mead or something like that. So I actually began research, and that research began over 18 years ago. Now, going back 18 years ago, Google, that wasn't really a thing. To be honest with you, Google is not a thing with me at all. It was all hands-on. Every week I'd be up to Dublin to the National Museum. One week I'm up chasing a particular piece of history, and I'll come back with something else. The following week, I'm up there chasing that other thing that I was after discovering, and I will come back with X, Y, and Z that I never went up for whatsoever. But
I love it.
it did all jigsaw together in the end. It was all hands-on. Meeting with local historians, meeting with people who'd written books on Lough and its islands here, meeting with people who lived on these islands, getting their history that had been handed down from generation to generation, going to lectures on the massive Viking history here on the lake, which is huge altogether. But the good part about all of this, not being Google, all our research was done over an 18-year period with and through the National Museum of Ireland, fully verified by them. That's why at the moment all of this history is going into book form, and we are heading down the line with a documentary as well, ready to start in the middle of September.
That's so exciting. And I actually do love the fact that we lived in a world before Google, right? And you used to have to go to a card catalog or open an actual book. And I love the idea that you went with one thing in mind and then you left with 2 or 3 other things that you had to like you said, see how it dovetailed in, and you told a much more sort of authentic story because, you just let the story take you where it went, right? Like you didn't have an objective.
No, I'd actually no idea where it was going to go at all. It was really an accident, and we just got into there is so much history there. You actually have the whole history, how it began, when it began, who it began by, how it travelled right around the world, who took it there and when. How the monks here, it actually was the monks from the islands of Inishkiran and Clonmacnoise here beside us on the lake, and they were the first people to distill whisky in the world, where they actually took distillation. Wow. Distillation itself began in the Middle East, but not as an alcohol. Distillation began as a perfume. So the next time you're drinking whiskey, you're actually drinking perfume, and if you spill it on yourself, you'll be grand. The Moors.
I love it. So finally, the fact that I spill things comes in handy.
Especially with whiskey. I
love it.
Yeah, it was actually the Moor. It was distillation itself. Distillation itself began in the Middle East, and I said, but not as an alcohol, as a perfume. And it was the Moors. The Moors were traders from northern Spain, had trade links with the Middle East at the time, brought back various spices, etc. They also brought back to northern Spain the art of distilling this perfume. And it was the monks from the islands of Inishkiran here, right beside us on the lake, who happened to be in northern Spain at the time on their missions. And they somehow managed to take that perfume and turn it into an alcoholic beverage. Or, in other words, it smelled lovely and one of them drank it. And it had a bit of a funny effect on him. Probably the best night of his life ever. But
I would say so, yeah.
As a result, these monks actually thought that spirit cured all illnesses. And they brought back the art of distilling that spirit with them to the 2 main monasteries of Inishkiran and Clonmacnoise here. Now, the monks of Inishkiran here spoke Irish, calling the spirit Ishgabaha, meaning the water of life, because they genuinely thought it cured everything. The monks in Clonmacnoise then spoke Latin, the international language at the time. They taught in Latin. They called it aqua vitae, also meaning the water of life. Now, these monks traded massively in this, and as a result of their trade, that spirit spread from Lough right around the world. They traded with all the different factions based here on the lake throughout history, right down to and including the Vikings. Now, when the Vikings first arrived in Ireland, in around 795-800, yes, they marauded, plundered, killed, stole, everything else, but then they actually settled down here, right beside us on Lough, one of the biggest Viking settlements in the whole country. It's located right beside us here, called Turkinov. But they were farmers, traders, traded with the locals, intermarried with the locals. They traded hugely with the monks for this spirit. Simple reason being, the Vikings loved their alcohol, Viking drinking horns, etc. The Vikings had gold and silver. The monks on the lake here wanted gold and silver in order to make their chalices, their crosses.
Gotcha. All
of which can be seen in the National Museum today, having come from here on Lough. Everybody thinks the Vikings and the monks clattered the feck out of one another. Not at all. They traded together for centuries. The Vikings in turn took the art of distillation with them from Lough back to the Scandinavian countries. And to this day, the national drink of all the Scandinavian countries is a drink called aquavit, coming from aqua vitae from the monks in Clonmacnoise. That's actually where it came from. The Vikings then took it further afield, from Scandinavia to Iceland, Greenland and onto Newfoundland, where they landed at a place called Landsaw Meadows, bringing the art of distillation with them directly from here on Lough. Distillation now made its way down to Canada, and then it spread the whole way down to the United States, known as different names along the way, White Lightning, Moonshine for example. Now, what this documentary wants to do is begin here in Loughree with me, going back to Inishkiran, the original island belonged to the monks, to show exactly how they originally distilled their whisky. From there, we're going to Scandinavia to show how aquavit is made, then on to Newfoundland. But after that, we are going to 4 areas: Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. And we're visiting 4 real moonshine sites, not something done for telly, 4 genuine real moonshine sites.
Yes.
Right across the whole spectrum, one of them in each area, to show that to this day, the method of distillation used by moonshiners, right across the board, is the exact and original form of distillation that was introduced and taught by the monks from Inishkiran all those years ago. So that's what this documentary is going to be about. So if I don't manage to get myself either shot or arrested at some still site in the middle of Kentucky, there will be a documentary. And if there's no sign of a documentary...
Well, at least you know someone who can bail you out.
Well,
you can just call a friend in Virginia now, and I say, I'll be right there.
I'll take it, able to take you up on that. And if there's no sign of a documentary, you know what happened. I was either shot or arrested somewhere along the way. Yeah.
This might be used in the trial. This recording, we can say that this could be Exhibit A.
True. Yeah. I said, you add whiskey to moonshine. There's going to be a casualty somewhere along the line, and I think you are looking at it. Keep an eye on us. We may need bailing out genuinely.
I will. Now, any idea how what the timing is of the documentary? When will it be out?
Well, I begin with the History Channel on the second week of September. So hopefully one of the documentaries will be out early in the new year. You'll be able to follow us on the Sean's Bar page. Keep an eye on us, see who we are, see where we're going. And if we are, and we say this to everybody, a lot of people we meet here in the bar, we say, if we are anywhere nearby you, follow us along, pick up the phone, give us an email, a WhatsApp, or a phone call. I would love to meet people over there we've met here and take them along to whatever the hell we are doing. Whether it is the documentary, whether it is launching our whisky, which we will be doing as side by side, or whether it is some jail I do need to be bailed out of, and please come along.
I am officially a groupie, so I will follow wherever you need to go. And that's the thing. So I'm going to have in the show notes the link for all of your socials and the stories about Sean's Bar. But I mean, count me in. And I'm one of those people that I won't say anything. I won't know anything. I'll just bail you out and we'll keep going.
Brilliant. We will look forward to meeting up.
Well, I'm so excited. But before we let you go, is there any sort of one story that... Oh, good. Okay, because I know you had a meeting. I didn't want to...
Yeah, we're plenty of time. You're okay.
Okay. So tell me, are there any sort of, like, great stories, never mind, maybe a celebrity or something like that, but is there any story that kind of, like when we were there, a couple had just gotten engaged. And so just sort of, you must have all of these amazing, like, people you've met over the years that maybe told you something that you didn't know about the bar after all of your research. Anything stand out that you want to share? You
said somebody got engaged when you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, especially when you go into a bar.
So am I safe to say that you're a single man?
Very happily divorced for the past 13 years.
Oh, gotcha.
Very much so.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, God.
So hopefully they'll make it work for at least, it's only been a month. So hopefully they're still going strong.
Hopefully, all right. There are many, many stories regarding the bar. Most of them we can't mention or repeat.
Right.
But
they want you to be the anonymity, right? They want you to stay quiet.
Very true.
What happens in Sean's Bar stays in Sean's Bar.
No, Sean's Bar is to be known all over the world. Celebrities constantly. And everybody is kind of treated the same. It could be a student with arse out of his trousers, to a bank manager, to a celebrity, a film star, a musician, whatever. Sean's would be famous for music. We have music 7 nights a week here, and both front and back. You'll have traditional in the front bar and a band playing out the back. So we are famous for music. We would have had probably every musician you could possibly mention that is Irish has been here, right down to and including you too. And I didn't recognise them.
That's amazing.
I didn't recognise them whatsoever.
Oh, really? You didn't expect them to be there?
I didn't recognise them. Right? I didn't know who they were. I was down chatting to them. Pulled up a couple of Harleys out the front. They came in, they were having a chat. A cup of coffee, and off they went, heading for Galway. And this is going back before mobile phones or anything like that. And one customer sitting at the top of the bar, he says, "Did you get their autographs?" And I said, "What are you on about?" And he says, you do realise we were down there sitting with Chapter? And I said, no, why? He says, yeah, feckin' Egypt. He said, that was you too. And it was when I thought about it. Yeah, we get many, many personalities and many film stars. Some of the staff said to me, do you know who that is there? And I said, no. And then they tell me, and I still wouldn't have a clue who the hell they were half the time.
You're the best.
Yeah,
Oh, you're the best. I love the feckin' idiot. Did I say it right?
you did, and that's quite common phrase here in Ireland, believe me. Yeah.
And it sounds so much classier than obviously the way we say it in the United States. But it's very cute. So you could still call somebody a feckin' idiot.
Oh yeah, we can call one another that the whole time. Nobody takes offence to that.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I almost bought it on a T-shirt, but I thought that might be a little too touristy.
Yeah, we do see it on some shirts actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you most looking forward to with the documentary, with the whiskey? Like all of your hard-fought research, like coming to light and really seeing this story set to where millions can enjoy it. What's the most exciting?
Well, you're after knocking it on the head completely. Exactly. That's my thoughts exactly on it. It has only taken us 18 years to become an overnight success, but we're getting there. Yeah, I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to the travel. I am looking forward to basically you're taking it in its whole circle and then right back to its origin again. That's what we're doing with it.
Well, because it's really enjoying quite a renaissance, right? You know, that people are really not just enjoying, getting hammered and drinking whiskey, but they're really enjoying the history of it. At least that's what I love about traveling and then talking to people like yourself, where you fall in love with the place, the taste, and like the Irish trad music. I became obsessed with it to the point where now when I'm home, I have it kind of playing in the background. I really loved it. Where it's more when I'm done with vacation, I'm sad because I want to still be traveling, but I bring home the taste, the smell, the drink, all of it. I love that part.
Yeah, basically you brought the whole Irish culture home with you.
I did. I tried to jam it all in my bag. I've got the sweaters, I've got the T-shirts, I've got it all. But so let's see. How would you pronounce? So I know on the T-shirt, is it Saint Ciol August Grach? Did I say it right? Or
it's Conch Ciol August Grach.
Okay.
And
so that's talk, music, and fun,
you
right?
have it exactly. Music, fun, and chat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it means.
So has that always been sort of the motto of the bar, or how did that kind of saying come to be?
No, that's exactly the way we run the bar. Music, fun, and chat. You will not find a television in Sean's. Now, you could imagine a bar without a television.
I love that.
We do not have a television because it ruins the art of conversation. And that's why we go Conch Ciol August Grach as our logo. It is music, fun, and chat. And with a telly, that ruins all of it. So you will not find a telly there.
Yeah, and at 10... And we were there at 10:30 in the morning, and it was crowded. And I know over the weekends it gets really busy. So with those giant tour buses that have 50 and 60 people, those have to sort of be prearranged. But do you really know how many people to expect on a day? How do you schedule to have that many staff members, or are you just full up all the time and you just schedule everyone that can come in?
Basically, yeah, a lot of the tour now at Athlone, all the tour buses tend to go through Athlone. Simple reason being, you're dead centre of Ireland. Whether you're going north or south, also the River Shannon cuts the whole way through the country, and there's only so many crossing points on it, and that will take you through Athlone as well. So whether you're going north or south, east or west, or vice versa, you have to pass through Athlone, and the journey halfway, and no matter where you're going, once you hit Athlone, you're exactly halfway to wherever you're going, and that's why they all stop off. It's called their Irish coffee stop off.
What I know, you are not on social media, but you are because you're world famous. But you don't have a TikTok, you don't have an Instagram, you don't have a Facebook.
I have Facebook, and the only thing.
But you're on it because.
Yeah.
You are. If you look for yourself, you're out there.
I've never actually looked for myself.
So how has Oh, you should. You'd be very impressed with yourself. But like, how has the bar adapted to, like, when did you start selling merchandise and sort of, stop bartering with coins and start taking credit cards? Like, how have you sort of kept up with the times and yet kept on that charm of the bar? Has that been a strategy for you all?
It is a delicate balance that you have to. Now, the bar itself, as I said, the oldest pub in the world, but behind the scenes, the most modern equipment, because of the volume of, say, drink that will be going out. It is the most
Right.
modern piece of equipment you will find anywhere. Is behind the
That's
scenes.
incredible.
Yeah, you don't see any of it. It's well disguised. But yeah, you do have to keep up with the times and change. And pub culture, especially since COVID, has changed a lot, and you have to change with those times and evolve with them. Whatever is the next thing going on, yeah, okay, we do it without modernising the pub whatsoever.
Now, did you find, obviously, were you closed during COVID? Or like, were people anxious to get back, and did they really miss that connection with being near people and hearing the music and being able to like smell the smells and taste the taste? Like, did they really miss that part? Because I would think that's such a part of the Irish culture, that pub culture.
Yeah. No, really, when you get outside of Dublin, the Irish pub kicks in. It is the centre of all social meetings. Even a lot, like we're on the river here, all the different river groups, they'll all meet up here. Whether it's the Yacht Club, the Rowing Club, the Sailing Club, the Sabacua Club, Inland Waterways. Here, a lot of them used to use here as their clubhouse until they eventually built their own clubhouses and that. Especially in rural Ireland then. Athlone is a busy town, but you go into rural Ireland, you could have a person, he's a bachelor, or a woman living on her own or on a farm or whatever, and their only social outlet would be the pub. At the weekends, come down, chat away, music and everything. And next thing, all this was gone. And it did hit a lot of people very, very seriously, having no connection whatsoever then, where the pub was the hub of social activity. And it was all taken away. But thankfully, we are back after that and well through it and well put behind us now. I thank God for that one.
Yeah, I think we really took for granted what social interaction meant to us. And when you see, like you said, somebody who's alone, and when they come to the bar, they're with friends, they're with family, and then all of a sudden that was cut off, I think hopefully people now really won't take it for granted, right? That Sean's Bar is not just a famous place, it's part of who they are as people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's very, very much part of the local community. Fundraising events, everything, they all take place here. And we tend to look after everything local around here as well. No matter what festival is on, we're stuck in the middle of it. You mightn't want to be, but you end up stuck in the middle of it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's good fun. You're giving back something to the community then as well. That's the other part of it. It's all interacting together, a whole lot of us.
Yes. Well, I don't want to keep you much longer, but is there anything else you want us to know about you or the pub or the upcoming doc and the whiskey? Can we get the whiskey in the States or no?
Oh, you can. Yeah, we ship every day.
Okay.
You can just go onto our website. It'll bring you straight through to our store. And do you know something? You'd have the whiskey in 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And just keep in mind, it is as cheap to ship 4 bottles as it is 1. So if 1 or 2 people were getting together, ship them as one order. It's much.
Oh, yeah. Smart. Okay.
That's where I'm coming from.
No, that's excellent. That's excellent to know, because I wasn't sure we could get it, because I think, like I said, that's part of bringing the culture home with you. And I'm just excited for this documentary and to have you stateside.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting over there ourselves. And in the near future, we hope to be launching as well. So we will be launching our whiskey all over the States as well in the very, very near future. So keep an eye on us on Facebook and that. You'll see where we are, when we're going. Come along and meet us.
I love
we'll say that to everybody.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for the time. And I know we had a few little audio glitches, but I like that because it's very authentic and we're not, heavily produced, but it's just a chat among new friends.
It was lovely to have a conversation with you. And hopefully the next day it will be in person.
I know. I cannot wait. So please keep me posted. And I feel like I've got a new friend. So thank you for your time. And say hi to everybody in Ireland.
I will indeed. And thank you very much for having us on your show. And I wish you and your show the very best of luck going forward. And we will.
Oh, thank you.
Meet.
Do I say Salante?
Sláinte.
Do I say Salante?
Sláinte, yeah.
Sláinte, yes. Okay. So cheers to you, my friend. Thank you so much.
We will talk again. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks very much.